Hi guys. So I'm going to share with you I decided to ask my Pendulum to make some picks for Election Day. I've got some Senate seats and I got some states here that and I won't make you look at my sloppy notes. I'll just leave this clear and type in some text here if you want to read along, or you can just listen. And of course, I chose the Senate seats and the states that are most in the contest and could go either way. I also don't, you could say I really went into this blind. I have just like a general knowledge from hearing names and knowing just generally the states that really matter. So yeah, these are not picks based on preference or logic or polls, which seem to change constantly. I can't keep track of them anyway, so no need to debate me on anything I got here. I really just tried to empty my mind and be very neutral and open and just see what I get for curiosity and fun. But I didn't, I don't have any of that stuff memorized or anything, so I really, you could say I really had no idea. I didn't even know half of these names of these Senate seats, to be honest. So let's start with the Senate seats. I either have, on the Senate seats and the states, I either have a yes, a no, or like this goes to Trump, this goes to Biden. But there are some that I got the answer was very up and down instead of circular, which is how I read yes as clockwise, no as counterclockwise. And this up and down I took as maybe it's too close to even know right now. It remains to be seen, and possibly they will end up being some of those contests that we are watching for a little while. So we'll start with the Senate seats, and I'll just say I do see it possible that Democrats take the Senate, but it's not all good news, so just bear with me. For South Carolina, we'll start with some good news. I get Jamie Harrison, the Democrat, winning over Lindsey Graham. For Kentucky, I'm afraid I get Mitch McConnell winning over Amy McGrath. Okay, like I said, wait till the end, it gets better. Because right now I'm going to tell you that for Michigan, I got John James, the Republican, winning over Gary Peters. I got a weird energy in the Michigan race. I'm afraid that and I have heard that there's a lot of male issues happening in Michigan, so that's really unfortunate, especially unfortunately for Detroit, the city. It's just terrible. And so I don't know if that's going to end up being a story coming out of that race. But unfortunately, I feel John James gets the title anyway. That's the Republican. So also for Alabama, I get the Republican Tammy Tuberville winning over Doug Jones, the Democrat. These are two losses that could happen in the Senate for Democrats. For Maine, I get Sarah Gideon, the Democrat, over Susan Collins for the win. For North Carolina, I get Cal Cunningham, the Democrat, winning over Tom Tillis. And then for Colorado, Cory Gardner and John Hickenlooper, I get 50-50. It just doesn't seem to be able to give an answer. Arizona, between Martha McSally and Mark Kelly, I also get 50-50. For Iowa, I get 50-50. Or I'll say too close to call. For Georgia, I get John Ossoff, the Democrat, over David Perdue. And for Montana, I get Steve Bullock, the Democrat, over Steve Daines. So I did the math as much as it hurt my brain. Currently, Republicans have a 53-47 majority, which means as it stands now, we need 4 new Democratic seats for a Senate majority for Democrats. If we lose those 2 Dems I mentioned, we then need 6 new Dem seats for a majority. And I get in this read that we get 5 new seats, but that's not counting whatever happens with the 50-50 seats, which are current Republican seats and can only add to that number, not subtract. And even with 5 new seats, we would be at 50-50 in the Senate with Biden or Kamala as the tiebreaker, I believe. So that would be as good as the majority. So yay, I hope I'm right. And to add one more, I just read on an Alaska race, because I saw it's very close there as well. Currently, a Republican, Dan Sullivan, has that seat, and my pendulum says Democrat Al Gross will take it. Of course, we're talking, this is just my pendulum. It's just for fun. But that's what I get. Now let's go to the states. Florida, 50-50, Arizona 50-50, Iowa. Oh, I'm afraid I'm going to start with Trump stuff. Iowa, I think Trump gets that. Colorado, I got 50-50. Minnesota, I get Trump. Nevada, I get Trump. North Carolina, ultimately, Trump. North Carolina had weird energy to it. Like something's imbalanced in that state in their voting, but I think it goes to Trump, I'm afraid. And I realized Nevada would be a surprise if it goes to Trump. And I shared this with my husband after I did this. He thought, no, not Nevada for Trump. And then I actually ended up kind of looking to see how the polling is trending. And they just released some new polling that looks like Nevada, the rural Nevada, is going for Trump. So that's too bad, and I hope I'm wrong. Joe, I have some great news for Joe. I have Michigan, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Texas. And Texas really shook my husband also. Like, if Joe wins Texas, that's like, whoa, that's almost everything. In fact, he says that if Biden gets the states I gave him here, he wins the whole thing, even without Colorado, Florida, Arizona, or North Carolina. And I realize now I do give North Carolina to Trump, but I also call it a 50-50 state. I think that's because it just felt so close and might be an issue. But hey, if my read here is right, we won't need to argue about the rest of it at all. Biden will just get the win, game over. So I hope I'm right. But please don't hold me to it. And then again, the contests, or the 50-50 that I think maybe they'll be like the ones we watched for a while: Colorado, Florida, Arizona, and North Carolina. Where I'm concerned that there's voter suppression in North Carolina. I don't know if I already said that. There was some weird energy and imbalance that I felt there. In Arizona, I had a dream the other night. And in my dream, it was like this tarot card reading was being shown to me. And I felt a card, like there was a card right here that was like, that meant like black hole. And somehow also Arizona seemed to be something I woke up with in my head. So I don't know if the Arizona and the black hole card went together. But I just thought I'd share that. It'll be interesting to see if Arizona ends up having a big issue where there seems to be a sort of black hole in votes or something. I hope not. But I just thought I'd share that. And what else? So the Texas thing, I think that's awesome. And I have started looking more since I did this read to see, like, am I right? And the Texas thing really is possible. It's looking good, and that's really fun. I think that'll be a really big celebration for us if Joe takes Texas. And I loved, for me, taking, like, as a Midwestern girl, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio. I mean, that's really cool. Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Georgia's a fun surprise too. Wouldn't that be fun? And I remember Linda G, I think she keeps saying that she thinks there's going to be some surprises, that Joe takes certain states that maybe he wasn't expected to take. And that sort of throws, might kind of throw Trump's plan, whatever his scheme is, upside down. Like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So that's awesome. And so that might kind of explain Texas also, and Georgia. And again, this is just for fun. Just thought I'd share. Why not? See what the pendulum has to say. And as always, let me know what you guys are getting on your pendulum or in reads you're doing or hearing about. I always love to hear that too. And thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.